famous or a renowned American educationist. In this chapter, he has beautifully analyzed the different reasons or causes why the boys fail in college. He divides the students, especially the failing students, he divides them into two categories. First is the category of those students who try to pass or to get through, but they fail. And the other category of the failing students is those students who do not try at all. Let's see how he has analyzed and what does he suggest for those students who fail to get through the college or who do not complete their education at college level. Of the boys who do not reach their natural academic boundary during the course of their college career, but who fail to get through, there are two main classes: those who try and those who do not try. Here in the very first sentence, the writer divides those students, failing students, into two categories. Those who try and those who do not try, means those who work hard, those who really and sincerely want to pass or to get through or to complete their education, but they fail. And the other category is of those students who do not try, means who do not work hard, who do not try to learn something at college level, and who are not serious in their studies. So the writer says that of the failing boys, of the boys who do not reach their natural academic boundary. Natural academic boundary mean which is related to education. Especially this word is used for formal education, and formal education is such an education which is got through some institution, through schools, colleges, and universities. That is called formal education. So the students who do not reach their natural academic boundary. Boundary means limit or border. It means that the school in which they take admission, or especially here in this chapter, the writer is talking about the failing boys at college level. So in the college where they got admission, the natural academic boundary of the students would be up to that class for which that college is supposed to be. If there is some degree level college, it means that students should come out of that college after getting education. They should come out of that college as graduates. If it is a postgraduate college, so the natural academic boundary for such students studying in a postgraduate college would be their master's degree. So the students who do not reach their natural academic boundary during the course of their college career, means while they are studying in a college, but who fail to get through. To get through means to pass. Who do not pass, there are two main classes. Classes mean groups. So the writer has divided such students at college level in two main classes or two main groups: those who try and those who do not try. Many boys attempt seriously to make good. To make good means to deliver something positive, to succeed, means they want to perform very well. Attempt means to try or to make an effort. So the many boys attempt seriously to make good, means most of the students are there at college level who seriously try to deliver something or to give positive results and to succeed, and really have the native ability to do so. And such students have the natural ability. Native ability means inborn or inherent or natural ability to do so, means they have the ability to study and to work hard and to pass, but find it almost impossible. In spite of having the natural ability or native ability, they are unable to sit at a desk and concentrate on the task assigned. Concentrate means to pay attention. They are unable to pay attention to their work or to their studies. Task assigned means all the homework which is given to them. Assigned means allotted or given. All the studying work which is given to them by their teachers to study and to prepare for exams and so that they may succeed. They have the ability, but in spite of having that natural and native ability, they find it impossible for them to sit at a desk, especially in their homes, and to concentrate and to learn something which the tasks are, or the homework which is given to them. There is the boy who sits down to study. Here the writer gives us an example. For example, there is a boy who sits down to study, opens his book, but before starting on his work says to himself, I think that I had better sharpen my pencil. It needs it badly. The student who has the natural ability, he is able to understand all those lessons and to study and to work hard. But whenever he sits down to study in his home for some period and opens his book, but before studying and reading that book or preparing himself for exam, he begins paying attention to other irrelevant things. He thinks that his pencil needs sharpening. It needs it badly. Needs badly mean it seriously or desperately it needs. He has to sharpen his pencil. And when he has sharpened it, so when he has sharpened his one pencil, he observes that all his pencils need sharpening. He observes means he sees, he notices, he watches that after sharpening one pencil, which he might need at that particular moment while studying, but he thinks that all his other pencils which he has in his pouch or in his school bag, he thinks that all those other pencils also need sharpening. Here the writer has given example of a boy who wastes his time instead of studying just in sharpening his pencils. It doesn't mean that each and every student of this category, belonging to this category, has to sharpen his pencil and he just wastes his time in only sharpening his pencil. It may be that he sits down to study, opens his book, but instead of reading, he concentrates on other irrelevant minor things which are not related to his studies, and he thinks that he is studying, but in fact he is not studying, rather he is paying attention to other things. He may be straightening the pages which are curved, pages of his notebooks or his books. He may think of applying some covers on the books or notebooks, or he may also if he has some cupboard for his books or bookshelf in his room, he begins setting all those books or arranging all those books, and he thinks that he is studying, but in fact at that time or at that particular moment he is not studying, and he is not paying attention to his studies. He thinks that he is studying. So in this way, after opening the book, instead of reading it and learning something, he just wastes his time in other useless activities, and so on. So I mean in this way, until his time is gone and nothing has been done. So in this way he wastes his time is gone, the time, specific time period for which he sat there in his home, in the chair in his room to study, say for example for 1 hour, after 2 hours he thinks that he's studying, his time is past, his time is gone, and he has done no homework. He has learned nothing out of his books or the tasks which were assigned to him by his teachers. Such nervous habits are not easy to uproot. So if a boy or if a student wastes his time in such like activities, the writer names these activities as nervous habits. So the writer thinks that such a boy who, instead of studying or concentrating on his studies, just wastes his time in useless activities, the writer thinks that he is suffering from nervous habits. So the writer says that such nervous habits are not, nervous means related to mind and nerves. So the writer has named such habits as nervous habits, means such a student is mentally nervous and upset, and he is unable to concentrate or he is unable to pay attention towards his studies. So such nervous habits are not easy to uproot. To uproot means to eradicate or to remove something. Just like a plant is removed from the earth by taking out from its roots, that is called uprooting something. So uprooting something means completely eradicating and removing and finishing something. So if the boy has to succeed, or if he has to study something or to get some education, he has to end or finish such nervous habits. But the writer says that such nervous habits are not easy to uproot, means these habits are not easy to remove or eradicate. And so far as I can see means writer is talking about himself. As I have told you earlier that the writer is a famous educationist, so the writer has written this essay not just as a writing, rather he has written this essay after a long survey and experimentation, and after long observation of different students, and a meeting with the students, the teachers, and the parents of the students, and after learning from them the different reasons and causes of the failure of boys. So the writer expresses his own experience. He says that so far as I can see, means so far as I can understand, cannot be eradicated by anyone. These habits or such nervous habits cannot be finished or removed or eradicated by anyone else but the boy himself. Except that boy, no one can eradicate or remove his nervous habits. It means that the boy himself should concentrate, and he should think about himself, what he is doing, how he is wasting his time. If he comes to know that he is just wasting his time and he is not concentrating on the studies, he is not studying anything, he is not reading or getting anything out of the book to pass or to succeed, he should pay some attention towards his habits, and only he can change his habits. Others can see the difficulty. Others mean other people around him, maybe his teachers, his parents, and his other elders, means his elder brothers and sisters who are there at home to advise, give him some advice, or to observe him while studying. They can only see his difficulty. They can come to know what the problem he is facing. But until the student or that boy himself does not decide to change his habits, others can do nothing. So others can see the difficulty, but the boy must take himself by the collar. Take by the collar means to to get himself into his senses. He should ask himself to have senses, and to make himself cultivate a poise and calm that smothers the fidgets. And he should change his habits. He should make himself cultivate. Cultivate means to produce in himself such poise and calm. Poise means balance. He should cultivate or produce in himself such balanced habits and calm. Calm means peace of mind or peaceful habits. He should create in himself balanced and peacefulness or peaceful habits of mind that smothers the fidgets. Smother means to control or to overcome. And the fidgets are restlessness, or such habits which the writer has called nervous habits. So such nervous habits or fidgets or useless habits can be eradicated only by the boy himself when he produces or cultivates in himself balanced and peaceful habits. Until he does this, so far as he does not change his habits, so far as he does not take himself by the collar and changes his habits, he does not really try. Up till that time, he would not be trying at all. He would not be studying or reading, or he would not be working hard. Although he thinks he is trying, although he thinks that he is trying, means he is studying, every day, each and every day, he would sit down in his room, open his book to study, but he would keep on wasting his time in such fidgets and nervous activities. But he thinks that he is trying, and often spends more time in the presence of an open book than many a boy of equal ability who does good work. And he spends more time, let's say, suppose he sits down in his room for studying for 2 hours or 3 hours, but He spends more time in the presence of an open book. After opening the book, he spends a lot of time as compared to such a boy who has equal ability as that boy, who is not more intelligent than this boy, but who has an equal ability, but he does good work because he is not suffering from nervous habits. That other boy of equal ability, he just concentrates on his studies and works hard, and he does not suffer from fidgets and does not waste his time in useless activities. And this boy whom the writer is talking about, he spends more time than another boy, but he does not really work hard. And if he keeps on wasting his time each and every day in such a manner, in the end, he would definitely fail. So this is the first reason or first category of the failing students at college level, which the writer has described. It is this category, we may say, is of such a boy who suffers from nervous habits. He wastes his time in useless activities or fidgets. He can only pass, or he can only uh, seriously work hard or study when he will change his habits, and he would cultivate in himself balanced and peaceful habits. Students, this is enough for today's lecture. We shall continue reading the text.